guitar, but you don't want to pay, a ridiculous amount of money to learn. So I'm here to save you the trouble, make it real easy, simple, back to basics, building blocks of guitar playing. I want to make a disclaimer. I'm not Jimi Hendrix. I'm not really that good. I don't have proper technique. I don't have I have never taken a one single guitar lesson. Not even one. Not even a single one. I have never done that. I play a couple of instruments and I'm really happy with where I am, but I have never taken classes, lessons at all. Like not even one. Okay, I mean I'm from Denmark, so in Denmark there is this phenomenon, some little backstory, which is called efterskole, woohoo, which is like not a music like degree at all. It's like a boarding school, and people go to different ones. Some people go to efterskole and literally ride horses. So they have normal classes and then they also ride horses. Go figure. Me, I went to a school that was like kind of performance arts based, performing arts. So theater, music, film, technical stuff. I didn't do all of it. I did music. I was in music. So I had my normal classes and then also I had like music classes, but not like that. Don't be thinking, oh, so you did have. No, no, no. Like, please understand. No one set me down. I didn't have like one-on-one lessons. We were in a room, a bunch of kids who weren't doing super well, had to get away from home. And there was a teacher who said, here's some chords, and I'm gonna teach you the chord. And you play the chord. But there was no music theory, this is the proper way. No, no, no. It was more of a, let's have fun and do whatever the fuck we want to do. That's what it was. So I did that for a couple of years, but my point is, I didn't learn to play because someone taught me. I learned to play because I played, and I played a lot. My methodology, is that what it's called? I don't know. To play an instrument, you don't need to be Mozart. You don't need to be Hendrix. Although if you are Hendrix in like 10 years, good for you. Like, fucking go for it. Like, if you want to be it. But you don't need to be. It's necessary if you want to understand what is going on. Like, but even if you don't really understand it, you can still in your head understand it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like how I know that if I pick something up and I let go of it, it will drop to the floor. And I know that that's gravity, but I don't really know like the intricacies of gravity. I just know that that's psychological to me, and it's the same thing with music. So that's what I'm gonna try to teach. If you're starting today, okay, cool. You don't need to even play today. Just strum away today. Like, get comfortable. Like, whatever you do, get comfortable with your instrument. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of it. Throw it at the wall. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. I always hear people or see people that are really, really, really scared of their instrument. Don't be scared. This is your baby. This is your best friend. Get comfortable today. It's all. Don't stress about it. There's no stress. You can't learn guitar in 1 week. Not gonna happen. You can learn to play something in 1 week, absolutely, but you can't learn the whole thing. Start one day at a time, and I say, today, be comfortable. Get comfortable. Get loosey-goosey. You know what I'm saying? Just get comfortable. That's why we're gonna start by just talking about the instrument. And another disclaimer. I'm not gonna necessarily tell you everything that's correct. Like, not everything I say will be correct. Remember, This is my class. If I say something and it's not true, that's okay. Like, don't worry about it. It's probably not that important. If it's not true, it's probably not important. But for example, this is your guitar. You might be sitting with a guitar like this, an acoustic guitar. Why is it acoustic? Because it has a hole. That's what makes it acoustic. In here, I don't know if you've seen those TikToks where they like show you the inside of an instrument. This is one of those instruments that you want to live inside of. And I'm being serious. So it's acoustic because it has this hole, and that means that the sound can like somehow vibrate and like go out and sound beautiful. You don't need to plug it in to an amp. So if you're not sitting with a guitar like this that has a hole, which by the way you can get some guitars that have a hole and also can be electric. If you're not sitting with this with this guitar, you're probably sitting with something that looks a little bit more like an emoji of a guitar, and that's an electric guitar, and you already know that if you've bought one, if you bought a guitar. But I wanted to clarify, because some people don't know. And I want to say that there are no rules in music. I hate when people try to put rules into music, enforce rules. But I do think that it's fair to say that this kind of guitar with the hole will sound a whole lot better not plugged in than the one that doesn't have this hole. So not that you have to plug it in right now, but if you wanna, like, if you're playing your guitar and you're wondering why it doesn't sound good or why it's not making any sound, try plugging it in. I don't know. If you have an amp, do it. It's not really that important. Some people will say, no, you with this guitar you can't play rock. To that I say stop. To that I say hold your horses. Of course you can play anything you like on any instrument. It is a thing that society does not need. No one needs you to play guitar. No one needs Ariana Grande to sing. No one requires or has any real benefit to Kanye West rapping. And that's regardless of anything. But like, all I'm trying to say is like, there are no rules. Do whatever the fuck you want. Be you. Be unique. Anyway, so you've got this guitar, right? You got the hole. I don't know if there is a word for this. I'm just gonna call it the hole. It is what it is. Easy to remember, the hole. Up here, the head. Do I really need to explain why that's called the head? I don't think so. You've got tuning knobs. These are the things that you turn to tune your guitar, and we'll talk about that. And this is where how you string it. Maybe I can show how to do that at one point, because I had to learn it by myself. I just did it one day and it worked out. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I just literally did it and it worked. This is where the strings, do what the strings do. Then this is the neck of the guitar, or the shaft. I don't know what you want to call it. These ones, the lines, are called frets. And but depending on how long or big your guitar is, there will be X amount of frets. What's important is that some guitars have these, what should I call them? Dots. And they're really useful because dots tell you where you are on your guitar. So if you're really unsure where you are, and you might not be for a while, but if you ever end up being, use the dots. They're your friend. No need to be arrogant about it. And just to quickly explain, you'll see on your guitar, if you look down, if you direct your view down to your guitar, you'll see that usually you find a dot on the 3rd fret, on the 5th, on the 7th, on the, what would that be, the 9th, I guess, and on the 12th. And I'm not sure why exactly that is. It doesn't matter. It's really helpful. I found that for some reason that works really well. So that is good. Well, at some point you won't need to look at the dots. They'll disappear, but it's helpful in the beginning, and I think it's still helpful for me sometimes. Then these are the strings, right? And there are How many strings? How many strings are there on a guitar? I give you 5 seconds to reply. 1, 2, 3. What is it that they say in that song, Summer of 69? I got my first real 6 strings on a guitar. Usually. You can get double, actually. The amount of strings is not really important, but it is kind of important that you have 6 strings right now. If you find yourself in a situation that you don't have 6 strings today, it will be a challenge. I don't know what to tell you. You got ripped off. I don't know. The top one, this one, E. By the way, it doesn't mean that if you play anywhere it's E. It's just the name of the string, okay? So without touching this neck at all, if you play it openly, like I'm doing right now, I'm not using this hand. E. E. Yeah? If I do the same for the next fret, the one that's underneath, this is A string. Really nice. The next one will be D. So far we've got, E, A, D. Super easy, right? E, A, D. What will be the next one, you ask? G. Next one is the G. So E, A, D, G. It kind of rhymes a little bit, right? It's E, A, G, D. Next one, B. It all rhymes. How wonderful. Yeah, it all rhymes. And the last one, also E. So these 2 strings are the same strings. They're the same strings, same tuning, you know? And of course you can have a different tuning where it's not like this, but I think this is your standard. This is how, when you receive your guitar in the shop or wherever, this is probably how they tuned it. If they even tuned it for you, I don't know. E, A, D, G, B, what is it? E. Really easy. I don't know how you're gonna remember that. Maybe you just need to sit down and I think that's literally what I did. I just sat down and I was like, E, A, D, G, B, E. But after a certain time, you just can remember, so don't worry about it too much. It's not super important. I don't really ever think about it, what they're called. It's just nice to know. Your very first thing is get comfortable. And maybe that is part of it. Maybe knowing the names of the strings is part of getting comfortable. It's kind of up to you. If you are at this point not even comfortable touching your guitar, if you're like scared of it, that's your first thing to do, I think, is get comfortable, get to know her, him, she, give it a name, I don't know. Get comfortable. It's your guitar. Do a little bit of, you know? Super nice. So if you're like, okay, I get it, like, get comfortable, blah, 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 get on to something interesting. I will teach you something, which was the first thing that I learned to play on guitar, ever. Like, literally ever. It was the very first thing that I learned to play. And I'm betting, like, $100 that it's, like, okay, maybe not everyone's, but any person born in Europe, or South America, or North America, or any of the Western countries, as they like, I bet this is the first thing that you learn to play. It's a little lick, alright? I bet you already can guess what it is, probably. Smoke on the Water, right? This is the very first thing. And the reason why it's good, not that you need to know or don't think about it too much, but it's good because it lets you play something that is useful, that you can use later on. Like, you won't understand how, but Smoke on the Water is very useful to everyone. It lets you play around with playing an open string, with playing on frets, and with positioning. Like I said, I'm not all about technique, but you do need to be comfortable with your positioning of your fingers. You like the fingering you will get it. It's not super important, but it will come. It will come. Just take it one step at a time, and this is a good first step. If you're sitting there, spider fingers, how? Don't worry about it. It's perfectly normal. Some people don't even know how to strum, and it's not. I'm not saying that to like make someone feel bad. I'm saying it's a muscle thing. It's literally muscle memory. Like your hands will hurt. You will bleed. You will form hard, tough skin on your fingers. I literally still have it. Like if I go like this, it's hard. I don't feel the strings. Like I do, but I don't feel the pain anymore. So please, you're good. You're probably really talented as well. And you look good today. And yes, you're also financially doing okay because you were able to afford a guitar. Even if like this was the only thing you bought. This is Smoke on the Water. I played it really well, didn't I? At least I did. I tried to. For a moment, I was like, "Do I even know how to play it?" If you don't know Smoke on the Water, okay, that's Smoke on the Water, and I'm gonna attempt to teach you how to play it. Like I said, I'm not even a teacher, but this is like the very first thing, and it's such a key. You know, it's a key to so many things in the world of playing guitar. Direct your view down a little bit to the left or right if you're playing the other way, and locate your dot. There will be a dot on the 3rd fret. That means you count 1, 2, 3, a dot. Count 2 more. 1, 2, another dot. That's the 5th fret. In Smoke on the Water, that is really important because that's what we start off with. So for the very first thing I want you to do is I want you to break free from your prison, and I want you to play the E string, which is this one. That's the E string. So it's the top string. You play it openly. Let it rip. Don't be going like this. You're not a bass player. And if you are a bass player and you play it like this, rethink your life. Don't play like this, please. Don't play like this. Don't do it. Don't play like that. It's not very useful in the future. Play like this. Take your thumb and swipe like you would swipe on your phone, but not with this finger though. With the thumb. Play the E string openly. What does open mean? Open just means that I'm not putting my fingers on the string. Like, you know, you have 2 different hands. This is your fretting hand because it moves on the frets. If I take it off, I'm playing it openly. So I'm playing E openly, I'm playing A openly, I'm playing D openly. It just means you're not doing anything with this hand. So what would you be doing with this hand if you weren't fretting, if you wanted to play it openly? I would just rest it. I would just hold the guitar. By the way, if you're finding it hard to actually hold your guitar, the way that I position my guitar, I should have explained this before. Sorry. The way that I position my guitar, I put it somewhere that's comfortable. You know, the guitars are really nicely made because they have the curves. You see, they have the curve. It's so nice. It can go on your lap, on your thigh. It can go between your legs, Mexican style. You can do like this, not super good. Some people do it. You can go like this. Not very comfortable. I prefer it on my thigh. And then I just have it literally like this. Let me show you. It's on my thigh, and I'm holding the guitar. I'm not putting it directly. I'm kind of anchoring it a little bit to my body, and I'm taking this hand, which is either your whatever hand, and I'm holding it. You see? I don't need to be using this hand at all right now. I'm holding it. I'm holding my guitar. And then, you've got this hand. So what does it do? You just go over. Don't go like that. There's like a curve here. It's not very comfortable. Just like this. Try it. See what's most comfortable. Maybe your arms are really small or really long. I don't know. But that's how I hold my guitar. Even for this purpose, I'm actually gonna maybe put it in the middle. So we start off open E. Then we go to the 3rd fret. Identify the knob, the dot on the 3rd fret. It's here. It's really simple. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. I say rest your hand underneath the guitar. Don't play it like this, of course. This is not comfortable. This is not practical. Underneath the guitar. You can go a little bit like this. You can go however is comfortable for you. It will depend on your hand, and it will also depend on your guitar. Usually it's just comfortable like this. I go open. I go this hand here. Finger on E. We're only playing E. And I go. You see? Try it a few times. Get comfortable. If you're finding that it doesn't sound good, if it's not really making any noise, be harder with it. You can really go you should feel it. But what I will also say is, if you see your finger, you can play in the middle of the finger, or you can play a little bit on the top of the finger, not directly, but somewhere here. That's where I usually put it. So I'm not literally, how can I show you? I'm not playing like this necessarily. Sometimes I do, but in this instant, I think it's nice to play a little bit more like this. You see? It's the first thing. Get comfortable switching, Open, A. Open, A. Well, it's not A, it's G, but Open, G. Open, G. Super easy, right? Next thing. We're still here, so we went open, G. What now? Now we're gonna go to A. We're gonna slide up to the 5th fret. So that is here. 1, 2. Open E, G, A. Again. Super nice. We go. But here's the difference. Right. Open 3, 5. Open 3, 6, 5. Open 3, 5. Open 3, 6, 5. Yes? Make sense? After we've gone open 3, 5. Open 3, 6, 5. We go open 3, 5. Back to 3 and open. I'll say it again. Open 3, 5. Open 3, 6, 5. Open 3, 5. 3. Open. We learned about the whole, which makes that's how you can identify that it's an acoustic guitar, or at least semi-acoustic. The head, tuning knobs, we'll get to that. Fretboard, strings, names of the strings, E, A, D, G, B, E, E, or little e. I don't know what you want to call it. That's how you know what it is. And these, they're dots that help us identify what? Help us identify which fret we're on. And the dots are on 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12. Okay, Smoke on the Water, a little recap. Oh, right. That's a really good start. You have to know that I didn't figure that out for like 3 months. Oh. Hey. School of Rock moment, right? And I hope that it wasn't too much information. If you have questions, obviously, talk to me, baby. I'm here. Like I said, I'm not Hendrix. Nor do I think you need to be Hendrix to have a career. But obviously, the more you learn, the more you can enjoy what you do. So, but congratulations on starting your guitar journey, and happy playing.